Alright, today's video we're going to do a shock strut replacement on an '08 Tacoma. So these shock struts are from Flashark. They appear to be really sturdily constructed. The weld seams, everything appears to be pretty decent on these. So pretty hopeful and actually optimistic that these are going to work out really well. A little bit of details about these now. They do come with a good set of instructions, which is helpful, but I would suggest that you look up the instructions for your own specific vehicle, because it's going to be different for all of them. Let's take this out of the wrapper. They were as heavy as I would expect, and of course there's the typical warning: don't take the top off of the shock strut or it's going to probably explode. Anyway, it does appear to be a decent unit. Flashark does make some good product. If you go into the description, I will actually put a link in there which will give you a 15% discount. So anyway, let's go ahead and go forward with getting this thing replaced and see how easy or hard that is. Alright, so there is a preferred sequence to doing this, and what I did is I followed the sequence from Supreme Suspensions because that's what the lift kit that's on this truck is on. I think this sequence would work for any Tacoma out there. Most of them have very similar suspension, so that's what we're going to go with. So the first thing that you want to do is remove the sway bar link. We actually removed it completely on the passenger side and partially on the driver's side. And the reason for this is so that you can move the sway bar link up and out of the way when you're removing the strut itself, the original strut, and to replace the new one. So in case you're wondering, whenever we're working on suspension and we're lifting the truck up, we'll usually have a set of jack stands and the jack on the side that we're working on. Can't be too safe. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is remove the brake line brackets. That would be the hydraulic brake line, of course, for the fluid, and the brake line for the ABS system. We don't want to stress these or pull them out of socket or do anything that would damage them in any way, so disconnecting the brackets will help us do that. Alright, so the next step is going to be to remove the caliper, hang it up with a piece of wire, get it out of the way if you can. There's not a lot of connection points to hang it from, but there are a few. You can get creative with this. As long as you get it out of the way, you're not stressing the brake lines, and hopefully it's not getting in the way of removing and replacing the strut. Here's the fun part. The next thing is let's disconnect the upper bolt joint, or the A-arm. You remove the clip if yours has one. The Tacomas typically do. Remove the nut. You may have to hit it with a hammer to loosen it up. What I don't recommend is using a pickle fork. You don't want to damage it or actually do anything to the ball joint itself. But once you do this, you will have disconnected the upper A-arm, and then you'll have some room to move about. Alright, you've disconnected the A-arm. The next step is to disconnect the strut itself. There's 3 bolts in the top. Now again, this particular vehicle has the Supreme Suspension spacer, which gives it a 2-inch lift. These are a little different. Rather than having protruding bolts that go up through the housing, you have to bolt down. So you would remove these bolts in the case of the Supreme Suspension. If you have a stock unit, what you would do is remove the nuts holding it in. After that, the next step is to remove the bottom strut nut. We had one of these that was actually frozen in place. That seems to happen periodically. I personally recommend putting an anti-seize on it before you put it in there, because there is a sleeve in the bottom of the strut mounting point surrounded by a grommet. I've seen it more than once where the bolt that holds that strut in place will freeze or get rusty, and you'll have to knock it out. We were able to get lucky by slipping a screwdriver between the flange, if you will, of the bolt and driving it out, and that drove it out just enough to break the rust. But anyway, that's the next step. You can get things out of the way, remove the strut. What I have found is that if you lift the upper A-arm, pull the strut out, if you can get that free, the bottom will come out naturally. You can go the other way, try to get the bottom free and then pull it out through the top. Either way, whatever works for your vehicle is, of course, acceptable. And now we're going to take the lower strut bolt off.
Ready?
Yeah. Now we encountered a challenge on the other side with this one. We had to actually use a sharpened screwdriver to drive it out because apparently it was welded to the collar on the inside, or the sleeve on the inside. And no such problem here, luckily. To get this out, we actually have to get this upper control arm a little bit out of the way. We'll use a crowbar to do that, and we'll move this out of the way. All right. No. All right.
Wait, you know what?
Small crowbar. And there you go. That easy. Not really, but it does look easier than it is. This side was a lot easier. Now, putting it all back together is basically the reverse steps of what you just did. Get the strut in, put the bottom bolt in, get the top 3 nuts or bolts, depending on what you have, connected. Reconnect the upper ball joint, put the caliper back on, reconnect the brake line brackets, and then reinstall the sway bar links. I'll have the torque specs for all of these points in the description below. So there's nothing like a test drive after you've done that, and we can already see the ride is completely different. For one thing, the front of the vehicle is way higher than it was before. The other thing that we'll notice, and you'll see this in a minute, is when we stop, it doesn't have the dip that it had before, which I don't have a video of that, but it does do a pretty firm stop or a slow down when you hit the brakes. So we're doing a hard stop, and the front's barely going down, if it went down at all. Alright, we're going to call it a success. Test drive is good. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like. But before I sign off, let me let you know that I've put links in the description to the Flashark site, and they do have an extensive line of products beyond just the shock towers. There's also a discount code that'll give you 15% off any of the products. Again, they have an extensive product line that goes beyond just struts. There's lifts, there's a number of things that you might be interested in. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.